July 22nd, 1999, I gave birth to a handsome little boy named Paul Dugar. He was always a humble child, loved to smile, crack jokes, and laugh. He enjoyed school and would get along with everyone. I often put him in mentoring programs. But in school, he loved track, where he placed first in every meet. Basketball, I remember him hurting his ankle, and he still wanted to stay in the game. In elementary school and middle school, he played safety. But when he got to Crowley High, he was quarterback. He made the paper many times. He was very outgoing, active, and athletic. He even won Player of the Week. He graduated, and in our city that was a great accomplishment because not many would pass the age of 21, and who more to celebrate it with would be his grandmother and his sister. That was a happy moment for him. But then tragedy hit in 2019, where they both died 9 months apart. It took a toll on him. He would often visit their graves. And then a couple of weeks later, his great-grandmother on his dad's side died. February 23rd, 2021, a year ago today, he made the paper once again. This time a victim.
To stop the gun violence after a 21-year-old Crowley man nearly lost his life in a shooting 2 days ago. News 10's Brenda Faso spoke with the victim's mother. She explains why she wanted to organize this rally.
I want to see another shot. I want to see another funeral.
This Crowley mother calls for the rally when her own son, 21-year-old Paul Dugar, was shot 7 times this Tuesday evening.
He got 7 bullets to the back of the head, and his face was firm, swollen, bruised. He had screws on his mouth and nose. I mean, I would never thought to see my child get like that.
Paul's mother says he's fighting for his life in the ICU. He has a tube in his head draining the fluid from his brain, and Friday, doctors will be putting in a feeding tube.
You know, it's too many of us losing our kids to the streets. They're dying. You know, they're incarcerated, and it's ridiculous.
She hopes the powerful imagery at the rally will make teens and young adults think twice about gun violence.
Because I see that the crime rate is going up. These kids are staying dropping like flies.
Paul's mother tells me that he's still in the hospital. He's not in critical condition, but doctors still do not know if he's going to survive.
He had a 5% chance of living. And as a mother, I was so heartbroken because this was the same hospital that my mama and my daughter died in. He was in a medical-induced coma for a month. He had tubes in his brain to drain the fluid. His dreads we had to cut. He had a peg tube. I still spoke life into him, though. Upon all that, he had 3 bleed outs, and I was there every time. It was a scary moment. I didn't think my child was going to make it. I called for an immediate fast and praying call. I anointed his head with oil. He had a peg tube and a trach. He couldn't eat for 2 months. Something as simple as a lemon swab to wet his tongue is all that he could get. But he was still appreciative and grateful. In order to communicate with him, I would write the letters and point to him and let him nod his head. I had to find some type of communication. He began therapy at the hospital. They worked great with him. I told him that if he fight, I fight. We fight together. Then after that, he went to a rehabilitation center in New Orleans. He had a great staff, great doctors. They worked good with him. Some of them cried when he left. They say they never saw somebody so humble. Finally, he came home. We welcomed him with open arms. Many hadn't seen him since it happened. He He rode in that house and, he cried tears of joy. Fixed his room up, still kind of like the hospital. He loved the stars. I had people to bring cards, that's what's on the wall. I wrote down all these things still on the board, just like at the hospital. Had a little lounge area. All his medical supplies. And most of all, his guardian angel Tia on the wall.
You'll never finish. It's not easy. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So, keep working. Keep striving.
He couldn't wait to visit their grave sites. And the moment I could, I brought him out there. He cried and cried and cried. Despite all he went through, he still managed to be grateful for life. He told me he had an encounter while he was in a coma. He said, "Mama, I died and I saw a bright light. I saw Mama Tiny and she smiled at me and my sister said, 'I got you, bro.' God said, 'I'm not ready for your son.' Then I gave him a welcome home party where many, many came. It gave him strength. He began therapy. He met a guy named Gene that was a quadriplegic like him. I wound up switching his therapy to moral physical therapy, where he started excelling
Paul, you look
in more
fantastic,
than he did at the other place.
dude. My goodness.
This video clip right here was today. He wants so bad to walk again, and he giving his goal to his birthday. So this is a celebration of life, because if it had not been for the grace and mercy of God, he wouldn't be here today. I thank everybody for the cards, the encouragement, the prayers. Be strong, have faith, and trust in God. He's Paul strong because he kept the faith.